Steve Basic Architect. Yeah. All right. What do we got on the Vibe board today? Yeah, we're in the Vibe studio here, and doesn't look much like construction. Looks like a little bit of demolition going on. So this was an interesting project. It's I have a couple photos here. We chose, rather than to excuse me, demo the whole house, we would demo everything above the first floor. Take it all away, leave the first floor, and then we would come through and we would do things like add to the foundation and add space, frame an additional floor system in some areas, add a garage, and expand the footprint, and then build a new house up from that. Now, some of you might sit there and say, well, you could have saved the exterior walls, and we could have. But there's a tipping point where, you know, if we're changing every window in that wall, if we're reconfiguring all the walls on the first floor, now we're trying to save walls that might be out of plumb a little, might be racked a little. We're providing surgery, pretty intense surgery, framing in all of these new windows. I mean, most framers I know and builders, they don't like to do surgery. They shoot for amputation and rebuild, right? So in this case, that's exactly what we did. We took it to a point where the homeowners didn't necessarily have an opinion, a strong opinion. So what I mean by that is they had the basement. They were happy with the basement the way it was. You know, it wasn't certainly the tallest basement. A lot of times we tear them out in favor of going from a 7 or 8 foot wall to a 9 or a 10 foot wall. But in this case, they were happy. They were 8 foot walls. They're not the tallest clients in the world, so they were okay. And there is a significant savings, right? I mean, a foundation the size of this house, I mean, by the time you're done putting it in, it might be, let's just say $60,000, $70,000. To remove the foundation and haul it away and clean up the hole is probably another $20,000 or $30,000. And all these numbers, they're regional. I'm giving you the numbers of what we would do here in the Northeast. So keeping the basement, not keeping the basement, you're probably starting off with a questionable delta of somewhere between $90,000 and $110,000. So we opted to keep it, reuse it, and simply add to it. And so that's what we're doing here. We got our guys out at Shoreline, you know, they're tearing this down. They have the thumb there, so they basically grabbed the walls, wrenched them a little, pulled them off, put them in a dumpster, got it all nice and clean. You'll see here, right? So now we have that nice clean plate of a floor, and it's a good size floor. We did reframe the location of the stairway to the basement. We did relocate that. So some of those things, you know, that just comes with remodeling. But what you'll find here is now you can see we have, this is the old here, and then you can see we've added all of the new here. And this area here, that's the garage. This area here, this is all new basement. And actually in here, we put a set of stairs. That's what you're looking at here. So that's a set of stairs down to the basement. So part of adding that space was adding a new set of stairs from the garage down to the basement. Now, yes, there is no hole here. We did end up cutting a hole in the basement there. It's just not happened yet. So anyways, that's just one form of kind of remodeling, new construction, that we actually are tasked with this decision quite often when we're looking at a tear down, right? The question of a tear down is, obviously it can be all the way, but maybe there's some steps along the way that don't make sense to absolutely tear it all the way down. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that. Until next time, you know it. Long live our buildings.